guys, Dan and Russ, and welcome. So we are going to kickstart tonight by answering a question: is the rapture going to happen in 2023 in September? Now, I'm just going to say this: in 2015 we've been down this road, but now handing straight over to Russ, and Russ is going to go over some old content and some new content, and we're going to share with you guys some teachings on this. So Russ, handing straight over to you.
Thank you, Dan. Brothers and sisters, greetings from Johannesburg, South Africa. We are glad to serve you and to go through some exciting points that we'd like to discuss with you. There is a lot of fuss out there amongst the Christian community, a lot of prophecy alignments as they speak about happening, and is there possibility that the rapture is happening this September? Now, first of all, I'd like to say we are in the rapture season. We all agree to that. No two questions about it. We are the generation of the Lord's return, and I believe that the rapture is at hand, very close. Now, however, is there any particular indication or particular prophecies that can tell us, yes, it is so close that it is quite possible that it could be days or months away? Days or months meaning 1 or 2, 3 months. And that is my focus on part 1. We're going to break it down in 2 parts, because the second part will be more into answering the question, where could it be? So, moving forward, often you hear some Christian scholars say that the time clock for the second coming of Christ and everything to do with the end times is Israel. I'm in 100% agreement to that. However, that is the key if you are looking at the second coming of Jesus. That is, if you're already in the tribulation and you want to know when will Jesus return, his second coming, not the rapture, then one can simply look at what happens to Israel. However, the fulfillment of the rapture prophecy, I believe the key nation to look up to is United States of America. Why so? Well, let's go through a few points. Number 1, because the US is directly linked with Israel and its current existence. Number 2, because the US is not listed in the tribulation period. Number 3, because the demise of the US as a superpower unlocks the tribulation period. And number 4, for the UN, United Nations, to become the world dictatorship under the rule of the Antichrist, it must inherit the military might of the US. So for it to do so, the United States must be sacrificed, it must go down, and then the UN will rise up. So United States is a key for understanding of the proximity of the rapture prophecy and how close we are. Now, my first question here is is the United States still superpower as we speak? Yes. Is United States in decline? Yes, for certain, especially under the Biden administration. But it is still the military, it's got its military might in control. It is still the dominant military power of the world, and it is still the empire of the world as we know it, the superpower. Let me go very quickly about Israel. Israel is the key to the second coming because the tribulation period forces Israel to repent. That's what one of the reasons for the tribulation period is the Lord to put Israel under pressure. If you recall in Jeremiah 30, chapter 30, verse 6, it says, or verse 7 rather, it is the week of Jacob's trouble. Exactly 7 years, 1 week. And also to bring about the tribulation brings about the judgment on the nations. That is recorded in Zechariah chapter 12, verse 10. From verse 10 to chapter 13, verse 1, speaks about Israel repenting. And in Joel chapter 3, verse 12, speaks about God's judgment on the nations for dividing his land. So, having said that, what are the events leading to the rapture? So, I will summarize. Number one, we have to see the demise of US as a world power. And there is a very important reason for that. Number two, the beginning of World War III. Has that begun? You may ask, why World War III? Why the demise of US as the world power? I'll answer that shortly now. Number three, retaliation of Russia against Israel. It hasn't happened. None of those three have happened again yet officially. So now I'll answer very quickly the point why those three are key. Number one, if United States has not diminished as world power, it will come to the rescue of Israel, as it's written in the Gog and Magog battle of chapter 38 and 39 of Ezekiel. But we see clearly that in Ezekiel, those chapters, Israel will be left alone. As you know, United States has been the backing military power for Israel. United States have to step out of the way. It will be forced because United States will no longer be the world power. Number two, the Gog and Magog battle is part of the World War III. Now, World War III, we may be here to see the beginning of it when it happens, but I believe the church will be raptured during the very beginning stage of it. And number three, the retaliation of Russia for Russia to invade Israel as Gog and Magog battle is there must be a retaliation. Now, none of those three, as we speak, are in alignment, those 3 points. So for that, brothers and sisters, I would say, yes, the rapture is close, but definitely my personal opinion, September 2023 is not the one. And with that, we're going to move just now close to part 2, which will discuss when is there an indication when the demise of the United States will happen, brother?
Yeah, so guys, we've been down this road. I'll never forget it. I fell for all the conspiracies in 2015. It was also the 23rd or the 24th of September. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. No global climate change. No global currency collapse. So I get it. I saw the same video that many of you guys are watching. It's nice to think that the rapture's around the corner, but let's see. So we'll see you guys in part 2. God bless.
God bless.